How's it going, YouTube? I'm back here with the video this morning. I was in a Bible study back in Malachi chapter 3 and 4. I wanted to make this video. You know, God lately, He's been taking me full circle. Everything I've been through, all the battles, the 4 near-death experiences where, there was a point where I was like, I felt like Elijah. I said, Lord, just take my life. I'd rather you take my life and I go home than to be going through these wars. But I could never wrap my hands around death. Lately, He's been showing me I've come out of that valley of the shadow of death, as spoken about in Psalms 23. I wanted to encourage some of you. I was watching an individual's channel. He goes by, I believe it's OCHU, and then it's 1981, and then it says Houston after that. I don't know his name. He has many videos where he's being harassed by Houston PD. I'm in San Antonio. I'm not too far from him, so yes, Texas is bad on police officers harassing individuals, whether they be targeted or not, or for whatever reason, right? Mine has stopped. It got really bad where they were saying that I was trying to have a shootout with them, which was totally bogus, But it got real bad where, I would get into what they do is Satan will always put you in a situation using these vulnerable vessels, people, to put you in a position to either get you locked up, sick, dead, whatever he can do, right? So we got to use discernment to maneuver our way through this demonic system that we live in, right? We're only visitors here, But anyways, I wanted to encourage individuals like the one I just spoke of. I mean, he has video after video after video of being harassed. He tries to go and sleep in a park or a church or wherever, and there comes the cops telling him, yeah, we got a call that you can't be here. And he handles himself very well, He knows he knows the laws. I believe he's a security officer. But yeah, I wanted to encourage him and other people like him, just keep trucking. God has shown me already that we are in a time of judgment. His wrath is being poured out on the police force, as you can see on the headlines. I wanted to give a few examples of how he showed me. When he showed me this scripture here, shortly after something happened, and this is how he confirms things to me. It may not be the same for every individual, as I've spoken of before. He'll tailor your relationship. He'll tailor the relationship to the individual because he's God and he can do this, right? So this is how he tailors my relationship. I pray for vengeance upon my foes. When I was going through all this, it's a cakewalk now. I almost miss it. So don't be so quick to pray him away. He says, I'm going to show you that I'm judging, your foes, your adversaries, your enemies. He says, you're going to bear witness to what I do, but don't rejoice in that. God doesn't find pleasure in slaying the wicked and putting them in hell, right? He doesn't find pleasure in that, but he's a just God, so he's going to do it, right? So I remember I was going over this scripture. It says, look, I am sending you a prophet, Elijah, before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. He's going to arrive before. His preaching will turn the hearts of parents to their children and the hearts of children to their parents. Otherwise, I'm going to come and strike the land with a curse. Right? So shortly after he gave me that revelation, as I spoke about this end-time prophet and the 144,000 that he would lead, the Democratic chairman, Elijah Cummings, passed away, right? So what happens when an individual passes away, right? The spirit gets released, right? So God says, do you see what you were reading and how I confirmed this end-time prophet to you? He confirmed it a few days later when that man passed away. His name was Elijah Cummings. So he's telling me Elijah is coming. Get prepared. He's coming, right? Elijah is coming, Elijah Cummings. You know, the man died in the flesh, but he says, I'm going to send him in the spirit, right? So that's how he confirmed that to me. And he confirmed so many different things. Yesterday, another Democratic chairman, I call them demonicrats because anybody that would pass a law to kill babies in the womb is demonic. It's just another form of child sacrifice as they used to do in ancient times with Moloch, right? It's the same thing, different age, different way. Now it's even worse because they legalized it, you know. I mean, they got people that they call breeders that will have babies just to sacrifice them to Satan, you know? Moloch, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same. It's all demons and the devil. But God has shown me that he's begun his judgment upon the police force. Everything that has authority. Now he's slaying them. A good example is a few days ago, I think maybe about 4 days ago, an hour away from here, where I'm at in San Antonio, Texas, a man called a cop, and he said there was a domestic violence, but he was waiting for them to show up so he could slay him. One died, and one, I believe, is in critical condition. Just yesterday, I was watching here on the news about 15 minutes from here, 20 minutes from here in Killeen. There was a group of riders, all police officers. It's a biker club of all officers. A drunk driver ran straight into him head on, killed 3 of them, and two of the officers were from Chicago, where I was born. Right. So this is how God says, do you see the similarity? Do you see the synchronicity? You know, how things are happening, right? He's showing us the judgment is coming upon the wicked, right? And don't get me wrong, there are some good cops, but there's a lot of evil ones. There's a lot of them that abuse their authority. There's a lot of them that are in these secret societies. They call it the brotherhood, you know. There's a lot of them that cover. I have 2 individuals that live here in my home that are in law enforcement. I won't give their name or where they work or anything like that. But yeah, and they're good cops. Good cops. I can vouch for both of them. One's a female and one's a male. But anyways, God's slaying the wicked. He's just right now I was watching Fox News, a Hispanic lady, just like I'm Hispanic, right? A judge, a FedEx employee knocked on her door, and she was a federal judge, knocked on her door, shot her 20-year-old son. He died, shot the husband, but she was hiding out in the basement. So yes, he didn't slay the judge. I don't know if she was what this judge had done, what, you know, if she's takes bribes, if she's whatever the scenario be. God knows. God searches the minds and hearts of men, right? But no, he didn't slay the mother, but now she's going to have to live with the pain of her son, her only son, being taken from her, right? So I just want to encourage y'all, pray in God, pray and watch, pray and watch, pray and watch. And not only on the fake news, with the spirit of truth, you can filter out all the lies, right? You can filter them out, and God will show you what's truth, what narrative they're trying to push, how they're trying to hurt the audience, right? God will show you. So yes, watch it, but be discernful, and the spirit of truth will filter out the lies. That's how I go about my day. Fox is the one that has less lies. They don't show what they're supposed to show. So, you know, sin is not only what you do, it's also what you don't do. So, you know, let that sink in. But anyways, like I said, cops had, you know, they would, something would happen. They would end up taking me to the psychiatric ward. I prayed about that hospital. I can go on and on about what happened to me at that hospital, but not on this video. But I prayed and it got shut down. If you want to, if you don't believe what I'm telling you, go to Google or Safari, type in Nix Hospital, N-I-X Hospital in San Antonio, gets shut down. After so many years it's been open. I prayed about it. I'm going to say maybe about a few months later it got shut down. I watched it on the news. It's Nix, San Antonio, Texas. All 3 got shut down. There's another one I'm praying for right now. So I pray that the Lord will bring vengeance upon these the police force, the judges. If you go to my first couple of videos, you're gonna see officers, judges, sheriffs, all from San Antonio. that have been put in jail in the last 2 years. I mean, there's a lot of them. There's one lieutenant that was pulling over women and fondling them as he would, say, I'm going to pat you down. He would fondle them and lift up their bras. At one point, he pulled a tampon out of a woman. I mean, there's some crazy stuff going on. But I would, if you want to see what God can do in a city with prayer, go look at those videos. You're going to see, it's that time. It's time. They're being judged. And I'm talking, he's using the wicked to slay the wicked, just like he did back in the day. He would use an evil invading army to punish his people. God has allowed Satan and his followers, the seeds of Cain, serpent seeds, evil people working with evil spirits, foul spirits, right? To torment us, to persecute us, because we fell away. We all have fallen short of the glory of God. But now it's their turn. He says, I'm going to take the cup of torment from your hands, and I'm going to put it into the hands of your oppressors, your tormentors, but I'm going to mix them a double portion. So right now, the Most High God is mixing a double portion right now. So this is the manifestation of what you see on the news, the writing, everything that you see going on. So I encourage y'all, there's another event where my mom was having, she too has been persecuted for most of her life. She knows what's going on. She sees what's going on with all this persecution on God's people. They're really put in place right now for the 144,000, because this army is going to be like, it's exciting. It's an exciting time to live in. But anyways, at Walmart, East Pecan Valley, there was a few Walmarts here in San Antonio that only sold groceries. It was a smaller Walmart. So we were being persecuted. We had we had left our home because they were doing all kinds of stuff there. There was chemicals coming in from upstairs, mixed in with the weed scent, making us sick from the lungs. I have another video about that where I'm wearing a bandana and I speak about that. But from there, I put everything on my motorcycle and we walked to a Walmart, TVs, anything we can grab, and we left there because that was happening. This is before God opened up my spiritual eyes. And I knew he showed me everything that was going on, how the system was being worked, how the demonic system has infiltrated everything and uses everything, right? Well, something happened. I don't want to say what, but something happened to where my mom started to have like a panic attack right there in the front of the Walmart. No one wanted to help her. No one wanted to call an ambulance. I went in and asked the manager, hey, my mom's having, some palpitation, some heart palpitation. She's 65 years old. And, this is what the manager told me. I'll never forget it. She goes, it's store policy that we cannot call EMS for anybody. And I said, really? I said, okay. So that's just straight up demonic, man. That's like seeing a little kid getting run over and me saying, hey, I can't call an ambulance for that kid. It's not our policy here at where I work, So anyways, we all know, the audience, you watching, why that happened. They wanted my mom to pass, right? But anyway, shortly after that, I prayed about that manager and that store. So God didn't just shut down that Walmart sold. It was just a small Walmart on East South Cross and the Pecan Valley area, San Antonio. He shut that one down, so that woman lost her job, right? He didn't just shut that one down. He shut down every Walmart, every one of those chains that only sold groceries. The other ones stayed open that sold clothes, and the ones that had been here before. So I guess they didn't make enough profits to keep them open. So I'm going to say there was about 7 or 8 of them that they shut down, including that one where this happened. So I just want you to know and encourage you that God does move. Keep your eyes open. He's always speaking. We need to always be listening, right? So if you don't believe me about that one, go to Google Safari, type in San Antonio Walmart, get shut down on East South Cross Road or Pecan Valley area, and you're going to see sure enough that they had to shut down. So 7 or 8 of them got shut down. But I want to encourage y'all, stay kingdom minded.